That's it. That's all I have. Those are all the words I know. It is a club classic. Senorita, everybody! She's not getting roasted tonight, unfortunately. Wait, hold on. It went limp. Wait, hold on.
You broke it.
It definitely smells weird. Can I get like a thumbs up or? Jesus. Has been very, very nice, but tonight the gloves are coming off. Sorry, I forgot I had a glove reveal.
Fupa with a nail on?
Wait your turn, bitch. This is too fucking short. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me tonight. I am so honored to be surrounded by such legends in the Colorado drag sewer system. Thank you all for coming to the 2024 cast reunion of The Goonies. I am so sorry to say that they have not aged well. Yeah, this cast clearly cares a lot about recycling, though. As you will hear tonight, most of the fat jokes that were made for me were written for lasagna. And I know because I wrote most of them. Minerva and her Oompa Loompas are here. Everybody make some noise for them. That's right. Between our three resident judges, they have several titles, probably. And I bet Betty got what they have at a great discount, bitch. Starting with God herself, because I respect pronouns, Menorah. Throughout this competition, people have called you an evil, big-nosed bitch with bad taste and smelly tights. And that's just on my notes app, so I can't wait to see what Colorado Springs is saying about you on Facebook, bitch. But it's true, it's true. Menarda has such a stick up her ass that Betty has to lube up and fist her just to pull it out. And Betty, I think a lot of people would really learn a lot about you if they just took the time to get to know you. But that sounds like hell, so here are the footnotes. There wasn't a note in there. Fun fact about Betty. Betty recently took a vow of celibacy. She's really cutting back on the amount of fisting she's doing, which is a very nice way of saying her cousin is out of town. Yeah. Fun fact, Betty actually has a ghost hunting show. Everybody say, ooh. Everybody say, ah. I recently wrote a jingle for her show. Do y'all want to hear it? Yeah. All right, it goes a little something like this. Dun, when you need a queen, dun, and you got a gig, dun, who you gonna call? Not Betty! Captain and his pet jockstrap are here tonight. If you're not familiar with Captain's drag, you're gonna fit in just fine around here. And if you'd like to become more familiar with Captain's drag, no, you don't. Last and certainly paid the least to be here, Captain's newlywed, it's Moosey Juice Jewdy has had such a crazy year. First, she won Miss Colorado Snow Queen at large. Then she got married to that one guy. And don't even get me started on all of her gig. Ugh. Now, before I get to the cast, I do want to preface by saying that we all spoke prior to tonight, correct? We wanted to make sure that there were no jokes that were off the table. Nobody is safe, except for Jewdy, but that's just kind of like her thing at this point. Out of drag, Jewdy is trying to sell you popcorn to support her local Boy Scout troop. The only difference is that she's getting significantly less sexual attention than the average Boy Scout. Boy Scout troop leader Mario is here, everybody! Yes, little known fact about Mario, he's actually a very talented singer. Little known because it's not true. Chef Boyardee over here thinks they could sing "You Believe God Is Disappointed," bitch. Fucking disappointed. Speaking of disappointing, Gucci What's-A-Face! Yes. Gucky recently competed for the title of Miss Colorado Snow Queen and now holds the distinguished title of Contestants. Yes, but Gunky Blaze is much more than just a pageant loser. She is also a whore. So much so that her favorite fruit is a twink named Josh. While we're on the topic of Josh, did y'all know that Gucci's real name is Josh Taniguchi? Yeah, that's not a joke, just a super embarrassing fact. Liza with a D, everybody, and the D stands for drinking problem. Yeah, she is really leaving her mark on the competition. It's a skid mark, but it is a mark nonetheless. I've seen it. To be fair, it did taste nice. I was so sorry to hear that Loser with a D didn't win Mile High Comedy Queen. Yeah. But in true Comedy Queen fashion, she just slipped up on that banana. And as her friend, bitch, I heard all about it. Liza is such a sore fucking loser, we started calling her Jewdy. And who could forget about Lusional? Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Where was... yes, Viridian. Oh wait, no, Del Lose It All, the Pillsbury Dough Girl of drag. You know, I really am rooting for Del in this competition, and we've had this conversation before, but I do genuinely believe that she is going to take home the title of Colorado's next drag monarch! Third time's a charm, baby. Yes, no, I've really enjoyed getting to know Del backstage. We've had really long, in-depth conversations. Yeah, which is nice because sometimes that's the only peace and quiet that I get all fucking night. And last and certainly least, the face of Denver, Colorado, the body of Gary, Indiana, and the teeth of Savannah, Georgia. It is Green Bitch. Viridian has so many social media followers, and that's because she's a smart bitch, okay? She buys in bulk. Although I'm not sure that they can be considered followers, because looking around the room, it doesn't look like they follow all that closely. That's my time, everybody! Make some noise for me! Yes. Looking at this lineup, I can tell you this is a great time to get a refresh on your cocktail, take a bathroom break, or just go home. Are y'all ready to see your next entertainer? Yes. She goes by the name Miss Jewdy, but most of you know her as... who? Make some noise for Miss Jewdy, everybody!
Hold on, let me get a little more comfortable. Maybe into something Minerva recognizes better. That better for you, Hamburglar? I thought it was tracks, and then I saw your outfit. Well, for those of you who don't know me, number one, I'm not going to go on for 24 minutes. Number 2, my name is Miss Jewdy, emphasis on the Jew, so I only shop on sale and I'm quite judgmental. I've also been known to call myself the Anne Frank of drag. I'm tiny and I used to sleep in an attic. However, I can say that you cannot, especially if you look like Phyllis Hull. That's a little too much blonde for my comfort level. Clearly, I've had a traumatic childhood. I am a fire station baby. Aww. It is because my dad's a firefighter. My parents also recently divorced. My drag parents, after all. You know, Sonia's actually right there. See, it's her night, not Zamora's. They can't be within 50 feet of each other right now. Dual custody battles. Oh. Speaking of products of divorce, Fupa just happened. Fupa is an acronym. If you didn't know, it stands for Fat Ugly Person. Ah! I'm not fat-phobic, I promise. I'm just deeply terrified of giants, and she told me herself her pronouns were fee, fi, fo, and you know, where there's a giant, there's a beanstalk. It's Viridian! She is still here. I won't do Viridian too dirty, though. After all, she is a beauty influencer. In the same sense that Vagina Quartz is a drag queen. It's all very loose. And you know, when I hear loose, it's Betty Swallows. I'm sorry, I meant lose. How's runner-up feeling? Who's the favorite tonight? Certainly not me after this. Hold on, Betty. Dell! Dell, I have a question. Is it true that you're skipping that COVID booster so you have a better shot on season 4? Because, you know, between you and me, it's not her season either. And then when I think of COVID, I can't help but think of Liza with a disease. Because why else would you wear that outfit? We got the memo. What happened there? No, Liza is known for her fierce makeup skills like that blue eyeshadow, or that other turquoise eyeshadow, or that time she stuck her head in a bag of flour and called it SFX makeup. No, I'm just kidding. The true SFX master is Captain in her pants, everybody. Yeah! My favorite transformation is when he makes it look like he wants to be here every week. And on the other side is his beautiful partner, Miss Juicy Misdemeanor. That is because Felony was already booked. Speaking of somebody who doesn't want to be here, Marijuana, how you doing? You know, Mario, go home. To your children. I don't know how you're paying that babysitter off of $2 crumpled, Facebook drama, and those loose sandwich ingredients. I'm looking at y'all. Speaking of people who don't pay their employees, it's Brittany Blaze's mannequin, everybody. Gucci Blaze. Gucci has Brittany working so hard, she's jealous of those Sheen factory workers. But then again, she'd be making costumes for lasagna, so maybe this is the better gig. Roxanne, our host, is also not paid by her employer, and as you can tell by her outfit, she is unemployed. How's Minerva's loose change paying your rent? It's not, got it. Who's left? Who's left? Oh, that's right, Jigsaw. I guess it's time to hit her. You know, Juicy, can you actually do me a favor and hit her, please? Just like upside the head. You know, she needs it. Great, fabulous. Glad we got that down. You know, Minerva did grow up poor and in Tennessee, so she only had one VHS tape, and that was her parents' sex tape. It also explains her taste in wigs. Tennessee certainly did leave one child behind. While we're on the topic of Minerva, she also loves to talk about how she's Puerto Rican. And since we're just making things up about ourselves, I'm Puerto Rican! You're Puerto Rican! You're Puerto... You know what, everybody? We're all Puerto Rican. Thank you! Have a good night. My next guest, I don't think is Puerto... I don't know. It's Gucci Blaze! Hold on, let me get my shit.
I have an immunity potion tonight, so I'm about to be a cunt. Can we start off? Can I get a little commotion for the dress, please? A little commotion for the dress. Thank you. I actually wore this evening to show Roxanne Stone that this is supposed to be a flattering color combination on people. But let's be honest, what does Roxanne Stone know about flattering people? But let's move on to some real judges this evening, and I use that term loosely. Let's give it up for Betty Swallows All Night. Everyone give it up for Betty. Yes. Our current reigning national snow. Oh, wait. Well, you see, Betty swallows all night, but the only thing that swallows Betty are her evening gowns at nationals. But let's move on to Captain in Our Pants. Everyone give it up for our judge, Captain. We call him Captain, but the only thing he's qualified to captain is the Titanic. Speaking of flops, let's move on to Juicy Misdemeanor. Captain's new betrothed. Everyone give it up for your reigning at large. Yes. Juicy, honestly, I just want to give you a really big shout out for representing a minority group during such a heated political culture, you know? Because our community really needs representation during our season of Femme Top Fall. Thank you so much for representing all of the blouses here this evening. We really need that. But let's move on to the grand high bitch herself, RuPaul. RuPaul. Minerva? Minerva. To be honest, Minerva, when I sat down to think of roast for you, the only thing that came to my head was this image. So I just decided to share it with all of you today. So please, pass these along. Take them, pass them on. Thank you. Yes, take some, pass them on. Make sure Minerva gets one, please, because the only one who is as good at roasting Minerva is herself. No, but in all seriousness, Minerva, I do love you. And I love being judged by a woman that has never glued on a nail or an earring in her 27 years of drag. Love it. But let's move on to your contestants this evening. Everyone give it up for your contestants this evening. Come on, round of applause. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and start off by discussing a topic I hoped I would never have to discuss again. Colorado Springs. No, please, hold your oohs and your ahs. They don't deserve those either. I'm actually a Colorado Springs native, both born and raised. I actually spent the majority of my life trying to escape Colorado Springs. And now that you've seen Mario Lana's drag, I think you can see why. When Mario said that he would be singing for the talent portion of this competition week 1, I said to myself, I totally forgot that Mario is an amazing singer, but judging by their performance, so did they. One thing though I will say that I really respect and admire about Mario is he's very adamant about this cast using inclusive language around each other. So I want to be sure I'm being very inclusive when I say this. Them being a drag king has nothing to do with why they haven't been in the top. But on to Colorado Springs' next parasite, Delusional! Give it up for Del. Yes! Delusion. The only thing getting you through this motherfucking competition, huh, Del? To be determined. You know, Del, I'd read you, but to be honest, I don't think there's anything I could say that this season's panel of judges and last season's panel of judges haven't said already. One thing I always tell Del, though, is her eyes always get bigger and bigger. You can see them right here. If only I could say that about her career. And after hearing what the judges have to say about Del this season, I know I can't say it about her ego. But let's move on to Fort Collins, bitches. Foco, are you still here? Oh, Jewdy. We're gonna classify her as that because that's as close as we get to Greeley. To be honest, from what I'm seeing here, Jude, it doesn't look like I have a lot written down for you here. I guess I must be like the judges of this competition and overlooked you this week. Ooh, let's move right along to our Denver girls. Everyone give it up for Denver, saving the best for last. Denver girls in the house. I'll go ahead and I'll start off with Fupa. I have really loved, oh yeah, we really love Denver. Yeah. I have really loved getting to know Fupa throughout the course of this competition, and one thing that I've learned about Fupa is how much this bitch loves to stir a fucking pot. Stirring the pot so often, I finally see why her back is so big. Back so big, we call her the Nina West of Denver. She's got the shoulders of a linebacker and the back hair of a bear, which is why you can find her in her natural habitat at Denver Suite. Every Friday, Foops?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. for her RuPaul's Drag Race viewing party. But don't worry, if you miss Fupa there, you can always catch her in her debut film performance starring in Yogi Bear. Hey, boo-boo! But let's move on to Viridian. Everyone give it up for Viridian. The one night she chose not to wear green. Viridian honestly has one of my favorite mugs in all of Denver, but that makes sense because you have to make sure the focus is up here to distract from what's going on down there. Because let's be honest, the only thing whiter than Viridian's foundation shade are her dance skills. Last but certainly least, Liza with a D. Yeah, with that round of applause, you can see why the D stands for disappointment. Honestly, Liza, I don't have much written for you either, other than I want to fuck your boyfriend. So thank you, everyone. That is my time. Thank you all for being a fabulous audience this evening. Tip your bartenders. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to the Jolly Green Giant of Denver, Viridian!
Oh, that was something. Listen, I feel like we could have made more noise for me, so we're gonna go ahead and try this again. When I introduce myself, I want you guys to scream boo as loudly as possible. Okay, so, hi guys, it's Viridian! Perfect, now you guys know exactly what to say after Mario said. Speaking of disappointments, we have Liza here. And listen, womanhood and drag, it's so much, it represents so many sizes, colors, shapes. Her drag represents none of it. If she was a pop star, she'd be Britney Spears. Oh, I can't hear me. Damn. Oh, I can hear me. Listen, she has the body of Shrek and the face of a Waffle House employee. And speaking of Shrek, I really want to thank Miss Trunchbull, Fupa, for being here today. Fupa's drag looks like a side effect of medication. Fupa looks like she constantly has diarrhea, but doesn't know how to spell it. No, but seriously, Fupa's gorgeous. Make some noise if you think Fupa's gorgeous. Alright, simmer down. Now we know who's been drinking tonight. Speaking of inebriated sluts, Marijuana is here. I love Mario. I love everything Mario represents, down to the springs. I don't want to say anything bad. I feel the red dot above my head. With Mario, we all know Mario's body is tea. Like, that's just a fact. Mario has a sickening body. But with the body being tea, the face is giving Rex! No, seriously though, Mario, if being stunning was a crime, you'd be innocent. But speaking of people who aren't innocent, Delusional is here. Delusional is trans, and we love that for them. For example, Delusional looks like if a GameStop was transitioning to a Hot Topic. No, seriously, Delusional is incredibly emo. It's so incredibly emo. So emo, in fact, they left the club because it was happy hour. I guess they didn't want the buy one, get one offer? Del is so emo, they get jealous when their phone dies. No, seriously, this is the last one. Del is so emo, they look like a Twilight character if they got their powers from Monster Energy drinks. Speaking of Monster Energy, we have Gucci here. Make some noise for Gucci. I know, Brenda, take a few steps back. You don't want to get hit again. Move, Brenda, go, you're safe. Gucci is what happens when you let your baby hotbox in the womb. No, Gucci is a dancer and very aware of her body. Obviously something that I, too, possess. If you saw my Dua Lipa number, yes. With that, though, I just wish she could stretch and bend backwards so far back that she could finally pull a funny joke out of her ass. No, seriously, her drag is made of better material than the material she brought tonight. Am I forgetting somebody? No. Jewdy! Jewdy! How could I forget about Jewdy? Oh yes, because Jewdy has been in Gucci's shadows this entire competition. Jewdy is a Broadway diva. We know this for a fact. She sees herself as Glinda the Good Witch. In reality, she's Munchkin number 3. Now to our esteemed, well-decorated, our judges. Our judges are here today. Let's give a round of applause. We have Captain in her pants here today, otherwise known as the Michelin Man. And just like the Michelin Man, his head is filled with hot air. Captain looks like the type of white man who apologizes to the wall after punching a hole in it. Speaking of loose holes, Betty Swallows All Night is here! Hey Betty, how are we doing? We're doing phenomenal. Listen, she's been really milking this whole favoritism thing. Really milking it. She owes Olympia everything. This is the first time she's been relevant in so long. The last time she was this relevant was during the Salem witch trials. She does look like a wicked witch, though. It's true. It's so true. She looks like a wicked witch. In fact, her nose lets me know that her favorite mode of transportation is broom. In fact, I asked Betty, listen, I need to be at this top of this favoritism pyramid. How do we do this? She said, you just need to make a deal with the devil and give me your soul, which I thought was weird, because I already signed my NDA with Minerva. Last and certainly least, we have Minerva. Listen, Minerva wanted our sets to originally be 3 minutes long. Between 7 contestants and 3 judges, that's about 18 seconds per person, which is ironically as long as she can last in the bedroom. No, but seriously, Minerva is a freak. Minerva out of drag looks like she's responsible for the last Amber Alert. No, Minerva is so young, but looks so old. I guess you could call her a late bloomer? Alright, that's the end of my set. If you liked my set, my name's Viridian. If you didn't like my set, my name is still Viridian, and fuck you! I hope this never makes it to television. Now for this next entertainer, I also have to smoke copious amounts of marijuana if I gotta be around them. It's marijuana!
Good evening, she's gays, he's and theys. Welcome to Folk Hall's Drag Race. Thank you all so much for coming to see me, Marijuana. We are all gathered here today for a roast. No, girls, not that kind. We're not eating tonight. Please give it up for our judges this evening. Minerva is the creator and producer of this show, and she has been turning the looks. She served us Queen of Hearts in a neck brace, White Rabbit roadkill, but make it cunty, and my personal favorite, the love child of the Babadook and Edna Mode. Tonight you gave us the chessboard. I like that you're staying in theme. This show is the culmination of so much hard work, tenacity, dedication, and determination. It just goes to show you that sometimes being rejected from the real thing so many times can be the pathway to creating your own version. Trailblazer. We have Betty Swallows in the house tonight. Someone's definitely been swallowing Betty all night, right, Gucci? Olympia, take notes. And Captain in her pants! It's always so encouraging to see a king in such a respected position. You've shown us week after week that chaps and a Speedo can adapt to any theme. Give it up for Spirit Halloween. And next to many kings, there is a queen doing all the work. Give it up for Juicy Misdemeanor. Juicy, it's so nice to see another person of color working on this show. At least one of us is getting paid to be here. My fellow competitors, it has been an honor to work with you all and get to know you. Lestrange, you remind me of the first weed I ever smoked. So long ago, I barely remember it happened. Didi Van Cartier competed with us earlier this year. Yes, you can give it up for her. It's fine. She's stunning, she's amazing, beautiful even. If only we could put a paper bag over that lack of personality. Olympia was here for the first 3 weeks. She served us reveals and impersonations, and she taught us how to choke and still get your name mentioned every episode. And Vegeta, this is more of just a recommendation. You could really use some Gorilla Glue, girl. That shit would mellow you out. Not the weed, the actual thing to keep your mouth shut and keep you out of trouble. Lasagna, unfortunately, you were not able to make it all the way to the roast, which is probably a good thing because your tights have been trying to leave since week 1. Some Miss Jewdy. She's like a nice edible. She seems chill and innocent at first, but that bitch will fuck you up the minute you start talking shit. Gucci. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Gucci, Gucci. Fuck you for having immunity, bitch. I definitely understand why you chose not to save me week 4. I too would be nervous given your history with Colorado Springs drag competitors. Shout out to my wife, Hysteria Brooks, Miss Colorado Snow Queen 2024. Fupa, Fupa, Fupa. Girl, you like that nice lingering weed, that dank shit you can always smell when she's been in the room. And on that note, this is your reminder to wash your tights, girls. Y'all had that dressing room smelling like some Fritos. But personally, I kind of like that corn chip smell. Liza With A D, I have a lot of respect for you. That D must be something, because you got all the judges choking on it. But there are more of us with very nice dicks on the cast. Delusional. Ass too fat for Buc-ee's, but not fat enough to stay on Betty's favoritism list. Now, before I pass the mic, I need to clarify something. There have been vicious rumors going around that Del and I are the leaders of the cult of the Springs, and I just want to say that if we were leading a cult, Del would be able to afford better drag. Now, I would say this next entertainer needs no introduction, but I hardly believe she's real. Please give it up for Delusional!
All right, I unfortunately forgot to say this one, but Viridian is a social media icon. That bitch does videos, she turns out photos and looks, and when her videos, she loves to go on and on and on and on about who knows what. I will say that she does remind me of the first time I decided to buy weed online. It looked lush and green and beautiful, but as soon as I got it, I realized it looked much better in the pictures.
Thank you, Mario. I'm gonna find a different ride home. My name is Delusional, one of the winners of Betty Swallows All Night's favoritism competition. First, I want to say I'm glad we cleaned out the fridge last week. The lasagna was spoiled and needed to go. We're gonna start this off with Fupa. I've always wanted to compete against 2 Danny DeVitos in a trench coat. Fupa's an incredible entertainer and an incredible artist, and much like other incredible entertainers, Fupa, you look like your parents changed the topic when you're brought up. Oh, too far. I'm so sorry. We're gonna go on to Miss Jewdy. Jewdy, you're my favorite cookie cutter queen. If you were a garment, you'd be a homecoming dress. If you were a piece of makeup, you'd be Carmex. And if Gucci weren't here, you'd be a front runner. Speaking of, everyone make some noise for Gucci Blaze! Gucci's been doing really well in this competition. I also really enjoyed her in the Denver Drag Olympics. My favorite part is when she went home. But don't worry, Gucci, you've got one more opportunity to vandalize the screen. Marijuana, my brother in Christ. I love Mario's career plan. Do everything Portia did, but much worse. On the bright side, she never won Ultimate Queen either. Next up, we have Darby. Liza with a D. Did you know Liza's dating another drag performer? And can you believe she's the pretty one? Imagine what that other bitch looks like. But Liza's the perfect example of why you shouldn't drink during pregnancy. Look at her. Since y'all love the fetal alcohol syndrome joke so much. We're gonna go on to Viridian. Viridian contributes to this community in many ways. For example, if her bucktooth sees a shadow, we get 2 more weeks of pride. I feel like your persona would be Kermit the Frog. Not because he's green, you just look like you prefer a fist. And now, on to my favorite people that I see every single week and spend $20 to get up here. Hello, judges. Minerva, people will never change, but the girls backstage are begging you to change your tights, girl. Minerva is the perfect example of Rumstringa gone completely wrong. How'd you get up here, little farm boy? Captain in her pants. If there's one thing I admire about you, it's your confidence. Not everyone can wear the same jock and heels and feel like they're qualified to tell us how to dress. And when he is dressed, he does look like a roach. We also have Captain's beautiful bride. Make some noise for Juicy Misdemeanor. Juicy's the only person that I'm not 100% certain if she likes me. She doesn't have resting bitch face. She has resting, I hope you die in a crash face. It's not a joke, I'm a little scared. Then Betty swallows all night. Look at that woman. There's not a soft dick in this place. I love a woman that towers over me. She's like a tall glass of piss. Did you guys know Betty's not allowed to be an organ donor? You can't save anyone's life in the time it takes to scrape all the cum out of her intestines. And then last but not least, one last fuck you to Minerva. You know what you did. Thank you. Coming up after me will be the man in the yellow hat. Make some noise for Liza with a D.
Yes, hello. Give me this shit. I'll be praying for you. Alrighty, y'all. Make some noise for me, Liza with a D. Yes, that is right. Let me get here. Alrighty, y'all. Yes, that is correct. I am fixing to preach. Thank you all for joining us today at the sermon of the Colorado Drag Royale. It used to be called the Rare Royale because it was rare to find anybody in the audience. And being one of God's chosen people, I have decided to pray and read from the good book in order to cast out the evil spirits that plague this competition. First, I will read a passage from Kings 6:9. Everyone's always saying that drag is like a sport, but that's not true. For example, in baseball, if you have bad pitch, you don't make the team. And in drag, if you have bad pitch, you get the third best scores week 1.
I'm, of course, talking about Marijuana, the Jack Black of drag. Yes, Marijuana's drag. I really love Mario's drag. I find it to be very groundbreaking. It's a shame that his drag is not tie-breaking, though. Am I right? Hey, it could be worse. Gucci's drag is screen-breaking. So, you know, people may be wondering, Liza, why did you save Gucci? And after that roast, I think it's obvious. She's making me look great now. Moving on to the book of Del Deuteronomy. What can I say about Del that hasn't already been written on every bathroom wall in Colorado Springs? Del Lusional looks like she eats pussy, but only if it's gluten-free. That's stupid. You know, when I look around this congregation, I think, Miss Jewdy, what a nice young man. You know, Miss Jewdy is the only contestant from Greeley, Colorado, which means that if Minerva sends her home, we're gonna lose like 0% of the audience. Miss Jewdy looks like she ate glue well into her teens. Which glue's not that bad. Viridian looks like she was chewing on gravel. Viridian told me she got tipped $5 whole during her lip sync last week. Yes, $1 for every word of the song she knew. That boy is a monster. So is that lip sync. Sorry. Out of drag, Viridian looks like she can get you a great deal on a timeshare. All right, on to the biggest book of the Bible. Yeah, okay, I don't think anybody up here should have been making any jokes about Fupa's weight. Mostly because there's plenty of other things to make fun of her about, like being loud, annoying, smelly feet, fat. Plus, they shouldn't be making those jokes because I've already written so many good ones. Okay. You know, they say you are what you eat, and Fupa is everything! Yeah, and I'm no doctor, but Fupa should die. Diet! I think a demon took control of me there for a second. and if you think these jokes are too harsh, it's okay. Fupa's got strong skin. She'll hold her chins up. Oh, if you wanted nice, go to real fucking church. On to our judges. Juicy Misdemeanor is here. Juicy is gorgeous. She's talented. I really don't know how to judge her because I don't think she has a single flaw. Oh, wait, hi, Captain. Make some noise for Captain and Betty, everybody. Yes, Captain and for those of you who don't know Captain and Betty, and let's be honest, that's most of you, they are being paid to be here to do nothing. Which, if you saw them perform, you would also pay them to stop. Yes, Betty and Captain are basically paid to be bootlickers around here. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. Minerva doesn't like wearing shoes, so I guess that makes them tight lickers. And I guess that brings us to the high bitch herself, auditioning for the role of Jessica the Whore in some spooky eyeliner. It's Minerva! Yes, Minerva claims to host 3 shows here at Trax, and that is a testament to how low the drag standards are around here. Yes, Minerva's education level is a lot like her earrings, non-existent. And finally, Minerva looks like a flat Baja Blast. Gucci just said honestly true. All right, I would now like to take this time to pray. If we could all please bow our heads. Lord, protect us from cloven-hooved demons who don't wear shoes. And lead us away from those who do not wear jewelry, for thy will not make it into the kingdom of Drag Race. I would ask you not to send us, Lord, into hell, but it seems we are already here. Thank you so much. My name is Liza With A D. I have been your pastor this evening. If you have enjoyed my set, text Liza, L-I-Z-A 2. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 6. Thank you, everybody, and have a lovely evening.
With the tights underneath, I got the breath of a last cigarette on my teeth. She's an actress, but she ain't got no need. She's got money from her parents in a trust fund back east. Tongues always pressed to your cheeks, while my tongue is on the inside of some other girl's teeth. You tell your boyfriend, if he says he's got beef, that I'm a vegetarian and I ain't fucking scared of him. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me. X's on the back of your hands, wash them in the bathroom to drink like the bands. And the set list you stole off the stage had red and purple lipstick all over the page. Bruises cover your arms, shaking in the fingers with the bottle in your palm. And the best is no one knows who you are, just another girl alone at the bar. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me. Shush girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said shush girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said shush girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me. She wants to touch me, she wants to love me, she'll never leave me, don't trust her, never trust her, won't trust her, won't trust me.
Make some noise for Marijuana and Lusional.